For the Innovator Founder visa, you're going to need a scalable business idea, but there's a fresh view taken by the Home Office of what scalability means under the Innovator Founder visa versus the now old Innovator visa. Let's have a look at some examples. So firstly, an example which is likely to meet the scalability threshold. The applicant is launching a company manufacturing new recycling machines. The applicant can point to domestic and international recycling service providers that it intends to market into. They have completed market research and can show evidence of the demand for their product. Now, I've been saying this for a long time now, even under the previous innovative visa. It's not sufficient to do internet-based market research or something that you could get from a business plan writer. No. You need to actually have customers lined up, or prospective customers if you're at the pre-minimum viable product stage. It goes on to say they articulate within their plan a credibly costed and researched approach to how production and sales can be scaled in to serve demand. So yeah, I think this is a key difference. It hasn't explicitly been set out before. I do have interactions with people maybe where I haven't represented them at the initial stage, and I know that some people have got through just on the basis of more generic market research or internet-based market research, without evidence that they actually have either customers lined up or prospects lined up. But now under the Innovator Founder visa, the threshold is somewhat higher, or if it's the same one, then it's definitely being looked at with a fresh view or in a more rigorous way. Bear in mind, again, the number of refusals that there are after endorsement. So really the endorsing body should be applying these standards at the beginning. But if you get endorsed, if they haven't picked it up, then you could still be refused at the visa stage. And that explains why in one recent quarter, refusal rates were almost 50%. After endorsement, people were being refused. So about half of all applications were being refused. Now let's have a look at another example where it's unlikely to meet the criteria. So the applicant wants to set up a company operating a food delivery app. Ultimately, the food delivery app is to be tied to the applicant's own brick and mortar fast food business, despite the fact that the company is operating an app. Given the applicant is primarily a fast food shop operator, it is highly unlikely that this business will expand beyond the local area or be adopted as a system by other providers. Rather, this will, for all intents and purposes, be a local shop with a website. Now, that is a bit of an extreme example. Basically like a convenience store with an app. I don't think I've ever come across anything quite that bad. But, or not necessarily bad. It could be a great business, but it might be very inappropriate for these visa routes. But there are, you can imagine more credible variants on that would still not qualify for the sorts of reasons that they're talking about. And just to give some history to this and some context, way back when there was the Tier 1 Entrepreneur Visa, for the Tier 1 Entrepreneur Visa, there were lots of business plans that went through on the basis of generic market research without the applicant actually having customers lined up. But those days are long gone now. So you can't really call it necessarily market research. I've always referred to it as market validation. The business idea needs to be actually validated. It's a fantastic book by Pat Flynn called Will It Fly? How to not waste your time and money, and how to test your business idea so you don't waste your time and money. So yeah, it needs to be properly validated, not just market researched, if you like. So yeah, so those are some examples. I think it does show that the threshold is probably increased from what it was before when it comes to scalability. If you are looking at this route and comparing it with others like Global Talent, wondering how to apply, very happy to help you. You can get me on my consultation service on the link just below. Thanks. Bye for now.